So let's talk about Donald Trump's New Year's rampage on Twitter that has been one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. North Korean leader Kim Jung Un just stated that the nuclear button is on his desk at all times. Will someone from his depleted and food-starved regime please inform him that I too have a nuclear button, but it is much bigger and more powerful one than his, and my button works. But that is some fucking prime grade A trash talking there. That is absolutely fucking amazing. It's just that is some prime grade A trash talking. It's so unbelievably funny to me, I don't even know where to begin. To say, will someone from his depleted and food-starved regime please inform him that I have one too, is fucking hilarious. That is such a sick burn. I can hardly get over it. I bet Kim Jong Un was fucking furious about this tweet, which makes it all the more funny. But of course, everyone's taking this trash talking, this Jerry Springer style Twitter tirade, as some kind of indication that there's going to be a nuclear war between the United States and North Korea. And I tell you what, it's not going to be pretty, and that's not going to be on the end of the United States. The US has nothing to fear from North Korea. I'm sick of people acting like it does, and the problem comes from primarily left-wing journalists. This is a collection of clips from Sean Hannity, who isn't really my favourite Trump apparatchik, but I guess that this will do. Look at this compilation.
16 tweets today to start the new year, some of them deeply disturbing. These are the messages from a person who is not well, from a leader who is not fit for office.
This is language that would have been rejected from the script of Dr. Strangelove. We can't begin to normalize this. This is dangerous, this is childish, this is unpresidential, it's not befitting the leader of the free world.
None of this normal, none of this acceptable, none of this frankly stable behavior.
This is so far outside the principles and the norms of presidential behavior that we are in an outer space realm here. This is what happens in authoritarian countries.
I just gotta stop. I gotta stop. Twitter trash talking. This happens in authoritarian countries. Well, I hate to tell you this, but trash talking happens literally fucking everywhere. So get used to it, is all I'm saying.
Be medicated and hospitalized at this point.
Notice how everyone's just laughing, though. Because all of this is empty bullshit. It's just talking. And everyone knows it. Everyone knows it's bravado. Everyone knows it's a dick measuring contest. Why Kim Jong Un would get into a dick measuring contest with Donald Trump is really baffling. It's amazing to see how compatible the two are, in fact, when it comes to this kind of thing. I mean, I expect that he'll come back with some sort of creative use of the word dotard again, I'm sure. But it's amazing to watch this happen, because it just goes to show this all fucking theatre, and it's hilarious that Donald Trump can see that and is just running with it. He's just like, yeah, fuck it.
He is going to just kill all of us.
No one thinks he's going to kill all of us. No one thinks that, otherwise they'd be fucking panicking. That's what they would do. They wouldn't be laughing. Ha 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 ha. No, they would be panicking and thinking, shit, we need to do something.
He is not merely being cavalier with a threat about nuclear war. He's being cavalier in a way that makes him seem demented and deranged.
Perhaps never have we seen a man whose profound sexual and masculine insecurities are literally threatening to annihilate the planet.
Does that guy look like a randomly generated character on Skyrim, or is it just me? But anyway, watching these idiots trying to take this tweet seriously has been one of the best times I've had so far this year. And I know we're only on like the third day, but I mean, this has been really fun. And it's really setting the bar high for the rest of 2018. If it's going to be like this, I mean, like, tensions are high. Like, you can feel it, can't you? Everyone's fucking tense. And then Trump does something just stupid as this. It's just a trash talking Kim Jong Un on Twitter. And everyone's on the edge of their seats. Whereas people who are, like, vaguely informed on the issues are just like, this is funny. This is really funny. But the funny bit was, for me, the Young Turks coverage, and I guess we should watch some of it.
Yesterday, those of us who prefer the world mushroom cloud free had something to worry about. Donald Trump responded to a couple-day-old North Korean provocation in his usual manner via tweets. Tweeting this, and if you haven't already seen this, we swear he actually tweeted this. It seems made up, but it's true. North Korean leader Kim Jung Un just stated that the nuclear button is on his desk at all times. Will someone from his depleted and food-starved regime please inform him that I too have a capital letters nuclear button, but it is much bigger and more powerful one than his, and my button works. My capital button works.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
What's wrong, guys? You're not having fun? Maybe you should have shilled harder for Hillary.
I think he actually thinks that that's what that button does.
Okay. What do you say to a tweet like that?
Nothing. It's trash talk. It's basically a joke, Cenk. I mean, like, it's just a burn, mate. It's just a burn to piss him off. Why? It's just a burn, mate. It's just a burn to piss him off. It's just trash talking. It's not serious, and everyone knows it. Which is why people aren't like buying bunkers and battening down the hatches and storing up on food and guns and things like that. People are just like, wow, Trump tweeted something. It's interesting.
Any other president, it would have been the biggest scandal of their administration by an order of magnitude. It is 10 times crazier, no, 100 times crazier than the craziest thing Barack Obama ever did.
Yeah. It's way more shitlordy. I'm really enjoying it.
But by the way, I mean, look, so George Bush did worse things. He invaded Iraq, hundreds of thousands of people died. But
Barack Obama deported millions of Mexicans. Is that something that doesn't bother you? I thought so. He also drone striked loads of Pakistanis.
Even George Bush knew that he was not that bright. That's why he would get the word of the day. And sometimes he'd accidentally tell you. And sometimes he'd get it wrong, and then he'd be embarrassed, right?
But he wanted to learn.
Right, he wanted to learn, and he knew that he wasn't that bright. I remember one time he came out and said, now, they disassembled. That means to lie, right? No, that means to take apart. Okay. But
You worried about being blown up in a mushroom cloud at this point, Cenk? You don't look worried. You look like you're trying to pretend that you think you should be worried about Donald Trump's trash talking on Twitter. Doesn't look like, I mean, you don't look like you're in fear of your lives. You look like you're having a rather good time, just saying.
He was embarrassed by that, right?
That's the truth.
So, but Trump is not bright enough to realize how stupid he is. So he puts that tweet out like, I got him. My button's bigger. You know what I'm saying? My hands are big. My button is big, much bigger than his, and it definitely works. Everybody will tell you, there's no problems down there.
It's the best button, I imagine. Why do you care? Why are you letting him lead you along by the nose like this? I just don't understand why you get triggered by what he tweets. I would just ignore it. But the thing is, I can't really ignore his tweets now. I mean, I don't use Twitter. I don't follow him on Twitter. But I can't even ignore what he says on Twitter because literally everyone else gets unbelievably triggered by it. And it's just like, okay, then I'll laugh at you.
He said that during a debate, remember? Yeah. About his actual genitalia.
He didn't just, okay.
Yeah, but who's making a big deal out of his fucking genitalia? I mean, you guys fucking mentioned it. I mean, do you think he's going to be like, oh, well, actually, that's the one subject that I'm just too polite to talk about? No, he's going to go then and say, no, I've got the best dick, isn't he? I mean, you did see the statue of naked Donald Trump with a micro penis. I mean, like, if they'd done that to Obama, how would you have felt? Would you have just been like, well, you know, he probably does? Like, it's totally inappropriate the way the left has been dealing with Donald Trump, and he's just responding to your stupid shit. And now he's responding to Kim Jung Un's stupid shit. And honestly, I'm really sick of people talking about North Korea and the United States as if we're talking about equals here, because we're really not. But, sorry, do go on.
And the Republicans still voted for him.
We have an
Dude, I didn't have the opportunity to vote for him. I didn't even say specific. I mean, I think I tweeted once, you know, vote Trump. I was a really sort of like wishy-washy Trump supporter, but now, dude, fucking vote for him 5 times over if you get the opportunity. Because this is just fucking golden.
International button measuring contest going on right now, but it wasn't just the size of it.
You're making the Young Turks and all of the other media outlets look like absolute fucking twats. I mean, look at what you're talking about. Look at this. I mean this so much. No, dude, this is a shit post. What are you doing?
He said, and it definitely works. I know that this has nothing to do with the nuclear policy, and it's...
Well, that's good. Why are you talking about it then?
You know, it's a personal thing. A lot of people across the country suffer from it, but it doesn't work. That much comes through.
Oh my God, they have John Ayada-Roller or whatever his name is talking about Trump's dick on the Young Turks. That's... I mean, only 82,000 people have seen this video, John, so you're alright. It's not like the 3.5 million subscribers that the Young Turks has have seen this. But why are you talking about his dick? Why are you doing this? This was just trash talk. Just stop talking about Trump's dick for 5 minutes, John, if you can manage that. If it's possible for you to just not bring up Trump's dick in a live show and that you put into a video that you put on your channel, that would be great. Just whenever you feel the urge to talk about Trump's dick, just don't. Just stop yourself going, you know what, I was going to bring up the president's dick, but actually I think I'll stop. It's just occurred to me that there are no winners when people start talking about Trump's dick, especially on the Young Turks. They're the biggest losers out of a discussion about Trump's dick. I'm just saying, but if we can stop talking about Trump's dick for 5 minutes, John, I'll press play and we'll carry on.
Here.
Who screams to the whole world, my button works?
And I just think, like, it's one thing I know, conservatives are going to be like, look at libs, they're getting so emotional about the...
You're talking about Trump's dick. Just stop it. Just stop it, John. It's not that you're getting so emotional, it's that you're talking about the president's dick on your show. I mean, I wouldn't want to talk about the president's dick on my shitposting channel, let alone on my fucking main channel, but you guys are doing this as if this is something that is worth talking about.
The possibility of millions of people being incinerated.
You obviously don't think about that as a possibility. I mean, you can't possibly think there is a possibility of this actually turning into a thermonuclear exchange, right?
But imagine if you were one, like, I'll try to appeal to conservatives. Imagine if you're one of the thousands of American servicemen and women currently stationed in South Korea or even in Japan, and you're close to the DMZ, and you are already deathly afraid every day of the possibility of war breaking out because you know that within hours, hundreds of thousands of people could likely die, and that's without nuclear weapons.
Yeah, and that's going to be on the North Korean side, okay? Have you seen the North Korean army? They're still using Soviet-era weaponry. Their missiles, just to be completely clear, John, aren't exactly the most reliable form of weaponry in the world. You know, they nuked one of their own cities recently. I don't know whether the nuke went off or not. Apparently there have been satellite images to confirm that there was indeed damage done to this city. But I'm just saying, John, you have nothing to fear from North Korea. But you don't know anything about these things, so you don't know what you're talking about. So you're just going to sit there and talk about the president's dick.
But now you read a tweet, it pops up on your feed because maybe you like Trump.
It's a tweet, you prick.
Maybe you voted for Trump, and he's threatening to launch nukes at a nuclear-equipped madman.
No, he's not, you dummy. God, you were better talking about his penis, to be honest.
Another nuclear-equipped madman. How do you think that those service people feel every day?
Why don't you go and ask them? Don't you guys do journalism? Why don't you get off your fucking lazy asses, stop talking about Trump's prick for a minute, and actually get off your ass, fly over to South Korea and interview some of these fucking servicemen? It's not like they don't have the internet too. You could Skype them, you lazy motherfuckers. But you don't do shit. You sit in your fucking office. Oh, what CNN said today. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you about how I feel about what CNN have reported. You're a fucking joke.